Algebra 1, Variable and Function, Unknown Value and Variable. Now, we learned so far the beginning of algebra, the unknown value. We learned how important that is to solve the problem, right? For example, you have a problem like, let's say 2x plus 2 equals 4. You can solve this. Move this one here, and this becomes 2, and 2 divided by 2, the x equals 1, right? So this 4 and x become 1. Answer is 1. We put that in here. Okay, we make a table. When this is 8, then minus 2 becomes 6, and divided by 2, x becomes 3. So we have this one, x is 3 when this value is 8. So what is this value? We make a table like that for various value of this. We call this y. Okay, we have unknown value x. We make this unknown value, but cannot be same x, different unknown value y. Okay, so we put the y and we make a table like this. Okay, you know how to make a table now? Okay, so this table is like that. So when it's y is 4, you know x is 1, right? And y is 8, x becomes 3. Y is 12, then x becomes 4. So for any y you give, you can solve and get unknown value x. Is that okay so far? So unknown value, we make it 2 unknown value now. We don't know y and we don't know x, but if y we know, then we can calculate x. Okay, so we make a table like that. So this shows the relationship between unknown value x and y. Okay, so we can change y or we can change x for any value we give to unknown value. We can determine another unknown value, right? Because once we know, if we know x is 3, then 6 plus 2 equals 8. Y is 8. We can go either direction, right? Okay, so this kind of unknown value, when it's not 1 but 2 or more, and you have to get unknown value, other unknown value first to determine the last unknown value, you know. Okay, this kind of relationship. Okay, this unknown value in this case can have any number, so we call that variable. It can change around. You can change around. X you can change around, or y you can change around. Once you determine if y is 10, then x is 5. We know that, right? So any unknown value, you can plug in any number, is called variable. And the relationship between variable is called function. Okay, this is the beginning of learning a function. It's very important in algebra. You already learned unknown value and how powerful is unknown value is very powerful to solve the problem. And I hope you went through this last 2 lectures, and this variable unknown value becomes variable when you have a relationship between two unknown values. And this relationship is called function. And here unknown value become variable because you have more than one unknown value. Okay? So this y, we use a different terminology. It's y is function of x. Well, how do you know? Maybe x is function of y. Which way? Okay, so we decide which unknown value is the one you choose to give a value first. Okay, if you choose to give a value first to the x is called independent variable, and the y depend on x, so it's called dependent variable. But if you decide to give a value to y first, y become independent variable and x become dependent variable. But either way, we write we show the function this way. Okay, so using a new notation, it could be moving a little bit too fast for you, but if you're learning the function first time, suppose x is independent variable and we give a value to x, then we can calculate another unknown value y, which is function of x, right? So you get this. We get this the same way. Every time you give a value to x, which is now independent variable, you get unknown value, which is dependent variable. We can calculate. So when we reverse the relationship, we give y value first. Okay, then y become independent variable and x become dependent variable, and that's not really the same function, so we use a g instead. You still read it as x equals function g of y. Okay, and since the relationship with g and y is reversed, I mean f, we write it this way. So it's a reverse relationship with g and f. Okay, so this is about, now you are getting new concept variable. It's very vague in most of math textbooks. They don't talk about what the variable, what the function is. I think it's good to go through this first so that you get a clear idea before you start using it. So that's the difference between this lecture and what you read in the math textbook. Okay, so relationship between variable is actually the function. You make a table like that. Relationship could be like this. This is x and this is y. You plot each data. When x is 4, it's 6, right? 4, 6, right? X is 0, it's 12, 0, 12. So you can make graph like that to show the relationship. Visually, you can display the relationship between variable x and y. Okay, so this is y equal function of x, and relationship can be displayed in the graph like that. We call that x coordinate and y coordinate. Why that is important? Well, you start learning various function in algebra, and the various function you plot on the graph like that, then you get much better picture about what's going on. Okay, so this is how function is displayed graphically. Okay, so estimated value of the following questions. Well, how about x is 1.5? You know, the rational number, not integer. You can still calculate, because let's go back. X 1.5 is around here, so you go up and you calculate this y. Okay, so point here is, now variable can be rational number or even real number. You know, you remember the difference between rational and the real number, right? Real number is rational number plus irrational number. Irrational number is like square root 2, pi, those number. Rational number is any integer ratio. Okay, and that means irrational number cannot be the ratio of integer. So that's cover pretty much all the number you know so far. It's a real number. Okay, so we can say the function can be between two real number, two real variables. Okay, and now I have already explained what is dependent and independent variable. You know by now, right? So when you choose x to be independent or y to be independent, okay, depends. For example, cannon shooting angle, this one, and the bullet flying distance, independent variable, it's cannon shooting angle, right? Either you shoot this way, or this way. This is independent. You can control. You specify this angle, then how far it's reach. You can calculate distance. So this relationship, this is independent and this become dependent. Temperature of air and the balloon size. Okay, the balloon size increase when temperature is higher. So which one is independent variable? Balloon size. If balloon size you force to shrink, the temperature goes low. No, temperature is independent and balloon size is dependent. Balloon size depends on temperature. Okay, the amount of food to eat and the weight gain. So which one is independent? You can adjust the amount of food you eat. Then if you eat a lot, you gain weight. Okay, now can you reduce the weight so that you reduce the amount to eat? No, you can't. So this is kind of one directional. So you know which one is independent variable and which one is dependent variable. Distance you can drive and the amount of gas in your car. Okay, so distance, I drive L1 or L2. This 1 and 2 is just show the different value. Okay, then the amount of gas left in the car is different. You drive longer distance, you have less gas in the car. Okay, so if you can make a less gas in the car, then car moved to the long distance? No. The independent variable is distance this time, right? And the amount of gas is dependent. So that's the two unknown value become variable, and the relationship between those variable is the function. So you know what the function is. Okay. So function is, we're going to redefine this mathematical way to show the variables relationship. So when you have a variable x and y, and what is a variable? Unknown value. But if you have more than one unknown value, they become variable. And function is the relationship between variable. You put that in your head, okay? So let's think about this. Math notation for functions. Y equal fx, gx, hx. It shows three different. For example, you see the example, 2x minus 3 is maybe fx, okay? But 2x plus 4 is gx. Well, you can have a different relationship. 6x minus 10 can be hx. Okay? The convention is to use x for independent variable. This is just convention in the math. Okay? And as I said, y equals fx. You can reverse it. X equals gy when y become independent and x become dependent. And this g can be written as reverse f because it's not the same, it's a reversed f relationship. Okay? So that's the answer for this question. Okay? A lot of new concept you encounter here. The unknown variable you learned already become variable. Unknown value become variable when you have more than one unknown value. And variable, using two variable, you can make relationship that is called function. Okay? I just want you to get the crystal clear concept of this math, the basic concept. If you know what we are talking about when you encounter the word like variable and function, you have crystal clear definition in your mind. Then math learning become much easier, and you can even enjoy learning math. Okay? Thanks for listening. I meet you in the next lesson.